What is going on, everybody? We're back with some duels. While we get into it, I want to explain why we're doing some duels. So, I'm kind of burnt out from ladder. I played some rogue today. You know, it's just like it was a grind to get up to where I got about the end of gold, and I was like, I just can't keep playing ladder right now. So I think I'm going to take a break, play some standard off camera, and we're gonna play some duels for now. I have some other videos in mind, but let's do some duels. And we're gonna do Druid. So we got treants, spell damage, survival of the fittest on turn 5. They're becoming self-aware. So their hero power is choose 1 +2 attack on this turn or +2 to spell damage this turn. Okay, and we get Warden's Insight, which is choose 1, refresh your mana crystals, or summon a treant for each mana crystal you have. So let's build this deck. So what are we trying to do with this deck? Is this a ramp deck? Probably. Do I have a bunch of ramp cards? No. Nature Studies is probably a really good card to put in this deck. Gidra's probably a really good card to put in this deck. Where's that? Oh, Breath isn't in this because it's not in the limited format. But Bloom is a really good card. Let's find Twilight Runner. Nourish is probably a little too slow. Let's do Teacher's Pet. We're gonna have to craft Guardian Animals. So once we get there, what else should we throw in here? Broom is probably good. Let's type in Beasts. Cost 5 or less. That's what we're looking for. Thrasher. Oh, there's a card I want to add. It's a 4-drop. It's Keeper of the Grove. And we're going to craft that Guardian Animals. We're not crafting Survival of the Fittest for this deck. We're not doing it. It's not something that's going to happen. That's what we're going to top out. So what do we have right now? We have Lightning Bloom, Nature Studies, Speaker, Warden's Insight, Keeper of the Grove, Thresher, Teacher's Pet, Twilight Runner, and Guardian Animals. What do we got for 0? Let's add an Innervate to this deck. Really just go for the ramp strategy. Wrath might be okay. Drawing's always good. Savage Roar's not what we want. We need to put the ramp card in. None of this. None of that. Is Nourish a card we want? Like, we're not drawing with Nourish, right? We're drawing ramp stuff with Nourish. Let's see if there's any card that's ramp that we haven't put in. Okay, there's not. Enchanted Raven is probably a good enough card to put in this deck. Just because it's a 1-mana 2/2. And then let's go to our neutral cards and see if we can find anything here. I think Ooze is probably a good card to put in this deck, because I don't know if you get it in the buckets. And getting it now seems pretty good. What else do we want to put in this deck? That's the thing, I'm not sure. Fishy Flyer, let's do Fishy Flyer. I don't think we want to go much higher than what we're at right now. And I don't think we're going to put Kael'thas in this deck. We can't anyways, because he's not in the format. It's going to feel really bad when we get Enchanted Raven off of Guardian Animals. I don't know. What else do we want? Let's put Wrath in. Wrath is removal. That's not Wrath. Removal's pretty good. This is the Groundskeeper's okay. We don't have any other spells over 5 though. Let's put the Nourish in, right? The ramp is always good. It gets better as we go on. And I guess we'll put Animated Broomstick in here also. It just seems like a good card. So yeah, let's lock it in. Shaman! Alrighty.
I asked, but Headmaster Kel'Thuzad did not agree. So we fight.
Okay, I don't want that, or that right now. We'll keep the Ooze. I gotta stop saying that and this, because it's not. It's if someone's just using this background noise, they hear. First of all, they hear like the s sound the whole time, and they also hear me just like not being constructive and explaining what's going on. So we're gonna get better at that. Keeper of the Grove. Okay, so the plan is turn 2 probably just tempo out the ooze. Wild Growth into Keeper. That would get us pretty close, because that'll get us to 5. Yeah, so we can coin Guardian Animals on. Don't Lightning Bloom. That's so rude. That's awful. Also, Keeper of the Grove is not the card I thought it was. I thought it was, there's that, actually, Ooze is really good here. Keeper of the Grove is the card that, I thought Keeper of the Grove was the 4-mana Mire Keeper or something like that. It is to choose one card that says summon an Ooze or silence a minion. And I thought it was the, not what this one is. That's a weird explanation for everything that I just said. So let's just grow Wild Growth here. It's been a while since I've been on camera, so I apologize. If I draw... What's the card called? Lightning Bloom this turn? We are in such a good spot. But I have to draw Lightning Bloom. If I coin this, it won't... Okay, I was thinking if I coin out Nourish on 5, that would let me... So we're just going to silence their totem. If I coin Nourish on 5, it would give me the Guardian Animals. Because it would go to 5, 7. So I don't know, we can try that. And it gets the... It gets the Raven out of my... Yes. I can't talk right now, I'm sorry. It gets the Raven out of my deck. And then we can even Nature Studies, which we're doing right now, and make sure that Guardian Animals gets played. We'll just play out the Raven. So, I mean, they're going to get some Evolve, but we're going to get 2 Beasts from our deck, which is pretty good. And they're only dealing 8 damage to me this turn, so I'll be at 9 still. Not playing a Taunt. And they're even trading, which is great. And they're going to draw, but I mean, like, we have a good... That Chillwind Yeti's actually kind of annoying. So we will Guardian Animals this turn. And we will throw the Lake Thresher at the Taunt, obviously. And I actually think we're going to... We'll trade into the Yeti. And then we're going to rush and kill the Yeti. They only have a 2-attack mini now. That's pretty good for us, and we can silence anything. They're gonna... They will evolve again, but maybe Survival of His was a card we should have crafted for this deck. We have silence though, and we have 9 damage on board. So they have Trick Totem. Maybe Trick Totem casts 0 mana, destroy your whole board. That's not a card, but maybe it'll do that. But I mean, we should take. I mean, this'll the Flame Tongue Totem will be off board next turn. Don't devolving. Are you kidding me? Wow. Great. Love it. Love to see it. But we can silence anything that's scary. Yeah, or deal 2 damage to it, which is fine. Wow, they've got both Fishy Flyers. I think we kind of fell behind board here because of a lot of this stuff. So, let's just silence this totem. We will take 1 Fishy Flyer off board. And then we will play the Twilight Runner. I kind of don't. I think we're too far behind right now. Unfortunately, that devolving missiles was really good. Yeah, I don't think we're coming back because that's 4. Yeah, bummer. That's okay. That was the first one. Get the bad ones out first, right? Let's get some stuff that helps our early game out a bit. Preferably not low-cost beasts. So our treasures are first death rattle. We don't have any death rattles in this deck right now. Caltrops. Your first opponent plays when their opponent plays their first minion, deal 1 damage to it, or after a friendly minion dies, gain 1 armor. Do we have death rattles? We have 1. We have 1 death rattle. I think we're gonna go Caltrops. I don't love many of those, to be honest. They're not that great. So we have Group Learning has Survival of the Fittest in it, Teacher's Pet, and a Broom. Or we have more growth. And there's the Mire Keeper, not the Keeper of the Grove. I think we have good ramp right now, so let's take this bucket. Let's take the Group Learning bucket with the Survival of the Fittest. Priest. Let's keep the Wild Growth.
It's the mysterious Lady Baroth.
Let's keep the Wild Growth. Let's keep the Wrath, and let's keep the Keeper of the Grove. We'll send the Teacher's Pet back. Ooze is good. Ooze is a tempo card now. You get 2 mana crystals on your first turn. That's really good. But we have Caltrops, which is even better. It's probably not even better.
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself.
They get a card from my deck and add it to their hand. The Broom is fine. We can pass here. So they're going to add a dual class card to their hand. Well, you can actually kill that and draw a card. I kind of like that. Let's just get rid of it. Warden's Insight can be pretty good. Warden's Insight's kind of not what we're trying to do with the deck right now, though.
You don't pick the one.
We'll just Wild Growth this turn. Okay, we're just looking for the guardian animals this turn. Well, coming up. But we can play out Keeper of the Grove and Broom. Okay, they're just going to heal it, but they're not going to draw the card off that. So we'll just kill it with Keeper. We'll go Keeper Raven.
I must safeguard the land.
10 cards in our deck still. Next turn we can Nourish. I think we want to ramp with Nourish instead of draw. Or we can go in with the Warden's Insight. Especially if they clear this board. If they clear this board, I think Warden's Insight might be pretty good. Warden's Insight Broom. We won't even fill our board. I kind of like it. That is only if they do clear this board. If they don't, then we'll just go face and draw cards, I think. Draw. Do we want? Okay, because okay, we're gonna just kill this. Yeah, let's just get rid of everything they're doing. Get it out of here.
Dance, puppet, dance.
Twilight Runners is a good card, but let's summon a Treant for each mana crystal we have. Throw that there. Throw the Raven into the Cabal Acolyte. We hero power, gain 2 attack this turn. And have a board full of 2/2s. And we're gonna top deck guardian animals, obviously. We're not. But I mean, like, we have a 1 in 9 chance. Lake Thresher. And do they have the Broom? They do have the Broom. Wah wah wee wah. Which is fine. I mean, Lightning Bloom, and they're healing it? Rude as hell. So I think this turn I was going to draw with the Nourish, but we're going to draw with the Twilight Runner instead. Because that seems really good. There's the Guardian Animals, which we can drop next turn. And let's not draw any more beasts. Well, no, we have all the beasts in our deck except for the Twilight Runner, which is great.
Just a pinch of vigor.
So we will Guardian Animals. We will throw one of the teacher's pets at their minion, and then hit them in the face for 4. And then next turn, we're gonna, if they don't kill any of our minions, we're gonna add 16 to the board and kill them. Don't kill my board, please. That's fine. I mean, we're still gonna add 16 to the board. We're still gonna add 16 to the board, and we're gonna have minions left over, so I like it. And that seems really good. So let's send the Treant there. And then we'll send 15 face, because that seems pretty dang good. And then we still have a whole bunch of damage on board. I love it. I should have put Survival of the Fittest in this deck. That was my fault. Now I know better. The minion that comes off of this does not have the +4. But it's the best minion in the game. It's the Patriarch. So we will have to kill the Priest of the Feast, because that card is kind of annoying. But let's see what we get off of Nature Studies. You can give all our minions +1/+1. Or 1 minion +2 on Taunt. I like that. I'm also going to play out the Ooze. So let's hit the Priest of the Feast. We'll go face for 8. And our last card's actually Gidra. So they have to be able to clear this whole board. That does quite a bit to clear our whole board. This actually keeps us alive. And they have to actually kill Gidra now, which they cannot. Cool. Survival of the Fittest turns out is pretty good. So we have Deathly Beasts, which is Kun, Twig of the World Tree, and Overgrowth. I think this is a little slow. We have Group Learning, which is a bunch of taunts, Ancient of War, Ironbark Protector, and Claw. And Mischief Makers, which is Dirty Rat, Loatheb, and the Black Knight. I really like Overgrowth. I like Loatheb also. So what are we kind of missing right now? We have a pretty decent... some 0s. We got 3 1s, 2 2s, a few 3s. Let's take the... I know I said it was a little expensive, but I think the Deathly Beasts with the Overgrowth is probably the best. Against a Mage...
There is magic you do
I like keeping the Wild Growth. I kind of like keeping the Gidra too. We go 1 with the Raven, Hero Power, Growth, Gidra. Okay, let's keep this hand. And they got... which one did they get? I didn't see it. Robes of Shrinking. After you draw a spell, reduce cost by 1. Okay. On this turn only. Okay. So they got Wand of Dueling, which does kind of hurt us, because that's going to get them to summon their Mana Worm really easy. So let's see what we can do. So they are just going to Hero Power this turn. Most likely. We can kill it over the course of 2 turns, which I don't know is something we want to do. Can Nature Studies next turn. So let's just Overgrowth this turn.
Job done.
This isn't scary. They have to play a few spells for it to be scary.
We have many secrets.
And they didn't play any secrets with it, so. Let's play Gidra.
Nature.
Let's discover a spell. It's not going to be great, but this is actually kind of good. So what we did there was we buffed it and played the Adorable Infestation. We were able to clear their board. They will be able to summon another Mana Worm. But we can Guardian Animals in a few turns, which is awesome. In fact, I think this turn we're just going to Nourish so we can get the Guardian Animals off. They're pretty unaggressive, and let's just do it now because we drew Lightning Bloom. I'm going to keep the... I'm going to trade in with the Lake Thresher, because if I trade in with the Twilight Runner, it gets killed by the ping. So we cannot... Are you kidding me? We cannot Nourish next turn because of Overload. So let's play the Teacher's Pet. We'll keep our... We'll just play out Teacher's Pet. We'll keep our minions silenced. And we'll just chill. Devolving Missiles is such a good card in this format. We can kill their Water Elemental with Keeper of the Grove.
You want to cast a spell? I want to cast a spell.
Someday I'll be just like
We can kill that with Keeper of the Grove too, and I think that's what we're gonna kill with Keeper of the Grove, because that card just not very fun. So okay, I have lied. No, have I lied? The answer is no. I don't think I've lied.
I must
Let's deal 2
safeguard
damage here. No, it's not. Let me think this through. So we can deal 2 damage to the Apprentice. It dies. Then we can throw in 1. That's not enough damage. Okay. The other option is put 2 here. Then it's not enough damage either. Okay. I think we have to take the Apprentice off board. I don't think that can survive.
Time is of the essence.
Let's send the Python into the Water Elemental. And then we will
I owe you one.
send in the 4-1 we just created, and we'll chill. Next turn we can draw with Nourish. They will kill one of these minions, but we have this to clear up a Mana Worm. I feel like they are playing a bunch of spells this turn, and maybe all those spells prevents that. I don't know. They should have hero powered first. Let's Nourish and draw some cards. Teacher's Pet's good. Two of the World Tree is actually pretty decent here. We can't do all of it. So Look, I was thinking we could Twig of the World Tree and Nature's Gift, but that doesn't really do what we need to do. We can trade. Let's just trade into this. We still have a 5/3, and we can gain 2 attack this turn and go face. And they have to deal 2 damage to this before they can get benefit off the hero power. That Devolving Missiles was really good. Wow. Wow. What? Okay, let's play the Teacher's Pet. Let's play the World Tree, Twig of the World Tree, so we can attack with it. This is really just so I can deal 3 damage per turn more than anything. Next turn we can Overgrowth. That kind of sucks. I mean, we can take it off board too, which is fine. But we can Overgrowth first to draw a card. Or, let's play a 7/7, aka Kun. Then we can draw a card off of the Overgrowth. Let's give our Kun Rush. It can go there into the Mana Worm. We can trade the Broom into the Lab Partner and then deal 1 damage to it to draw a card with the Wrath. Then we can gain +2 attack this turn, hit them in the face for 3. Then next turn we have Survival of the Fittest, if they don't play a taunt or get rid of this minion. If they get rid of this minion, we're really, really sad.
What makes something real?
We're not sad yet. We're sad because of this, though. We can find a way to deal 1 damage, we're less sad. I think that might be a tall order, though.
My cards are few.
Can refresh our mana crystals with this. I don't think that's the best way to go about it. I think what we're going to do is... How do we want to do this? Does this deal 2 or just 1 between split among? Okay, so it's only 2. So let's summon a bunch of Treants. We'll send this here out. We'll send the Coon into the 5/4 with taunts. We'll gain some extra attack this turn to trade into the Flame Waker, and they only have 9 damage on board. And if we get Survival of the Fittest off, we're assuming that he's going face. Yep. Okay, so all of this, so we kill them with Survival of the Fittest. We just win.
Out of cards.
Great. Survival of the Fittest is a good card. Controversial, I know, but it's true. Just a good card. 2-1 right now. So what do we have? We have Jaws. Whenever a minion with Death Rattle dies, gain 2 attack. That's not what we want. Gunner, Gatling Gunner, whenever you play a card, deal damage to its cost to a random enemy minion. That's pretty good because we have a lot of high cost cards. Taunt, which with the Loyal Henchman, is start a game, draw this card. Each turn this is in your hand game, +1/+1. Let's take that. That seems good, like some good early game. So we have more beasts, and pretty good beasts. Twilight Runner is always a good one. We have Beast Part 2, which is the same exact bracket. Teacher's Pet, Twilight Runner, and Guardian Animals. And then we have Group Learning, which is Savage Roar, Power of the Wild, and Gibberling. One of the two. I think the more beasts, the better. So we'll take that.
I asked, but Headmaster Kelp is off.
Another Shaman.
So we fight.
We should share
Another
this with
shaman. I'm
as we
keeping the
share our students.
loyal henchman. I'm gonna get rid of the 8-drop, the guardian animals, and the survival of the fittest. Keep the nature studies. Broom and teacher's pet. So let's discover something good off nature studies. Be pretty okay. So we have caltrops, and they have caltrops. It's so troppy. We're just gonna nature studies this turn. Let's take Wrath so we can kill its totem. Now it's a 2/2. It's gonna be a big boy eventually, especially with this Survival of the Fittest, which is not gonna, we're gonna play this long before we play Survival of the Fittest, but so we can just Wrath that to draw a card, which I really like. So let's do that. Deal 1 damage, draw a card. Then we'll play our Enchanted Raven, which is a 2/1 admittedly. I'm going to check my phone while this person does their turn because the election was tonight and I am kind of anxious. I will not display my political opinions on this video, so don't worry about that. It's not going to be a political video. But if I stop talking for a second, it's because I'm checking my phone. Let's just play Twig of the World Tree, which will get us to 10 mana quick. I like it. The sooner this gets us to 10 mana, the better. And this is a 4/4 now. So they are going to deal 3 to 6 damage to us. And then summon 2 totems. So we're going to play, this is when we play the Loyal Henchman with the Rush. So this is a pretty decent turn because that we can clear their board with the rushing, have a 4/3, and get another charge off of this Twig of the World Tree. And now they're only at 5 mana crystals this turn, so they have to deal with this somehow. If they play a weapon, we can destroy that weapon with Ooze. I'm digging it. I'm digging what we have, what we're cooking up. The sooner that this Survival of the Fittest gets online with this Twig of the World Tree, the better. If we get a weapon treasure, we can put both in the deck and hopefully play the Twig of the World Tree first, then destroy it with the other weapon. Low roll? Low roll? Question mark? Not a low roll. So let's play the Twilight Runner so we can draw. And then we'll go face for 1 again. The sooner we can start drawing stuff, the better. Sorry, I hit my mic with my head. I got a big head. And we can destroy that weapon. So let's do that. So many teacher's pets. So we destroy the weapon. Let's give our hero +2 attack to trade into the Mana Tide, and then we'll draw 2 cards. Overgrowth is good, Nourish is good, but those are going to just become card draw fodder here in a second. So what we should do next turn is play some of this stuff, so we can get... They're just overloading so much. So what we should do here first is play out some of this mana. So actually, I was going to silence the Flame Tongue, but we're actually going to just deal 2 damage to the totem. Then we're going to Hero Power and trade into the Flame Tongue totem. And then we're going to give every minion in our hand and deck +4/+4. Because that seems really good. So now we got a bunch of 8/9s, and we can play 2 of them next turn. Seems really good. Your turn. So we will always trade into the Flame Tongue totem. Let's just guard the animals instead. Again, just seems good. Can take it off board, and then we'll deal 8 to them. I didn't think Druid was going to be as good as it is. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be really honest. I did not think that Druid was going to be this good. Now I'm getting cocky. I can't get cocky because if I get cocky, we're going to start losing. That being said, I am recording, which is good. I was afraid I wouldn't be. They are hexing, which is very rude. That being said, we are pushing just about lethal. So let's keep playing things that are strong. Let's just play 2 more. We should have drawn first. I am going to take that off board. Again, we still just have plenty of damage to go through. And there's a Coon. Yeah, we're set. Unless they have, like, Plague of Murlocs here, I think we're pretty good.
Could you repeat that?
Lightning Storm is not going to clear our board.
Write that down.
So they're going to play... Oh, there's Devolving Missiles. This still will not clear our board. And we're actually just have lethal on board. Yep. Because this all equals 9 here. That was pretty good. So what should we pick for this bucket? We can do more mana growth. I think we have enough mana developments. We can get some more beasts with group learning. We can do Survival of the Fittest. Or we can go with Underlings. So... my issue with this bucket, the group learning, is we're leaning way too much into that. We need some just early game stuff, and this is not good early game. Actually, I think that this growth stuff is probably what our deck is trying to do with good enough early game. So guys, I'm going to cut this section into parts. So part 1's going to go up, and then part 2 will come up on the same day, I think. I don't want to have too much weight in between, so keep a lookout for part 2 close to when the first one's released. Guys, I will see you in the next one. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and take it easy.